that decision rescinded?
Yes. I asked my people, internal audit.
You asked?
Internal audit.
Yes.
Of ministry.
Yes.
I asked them whether it should be done to pay IFMIX drawback.
Yes.
Because he was not using IFMIX then.
Yes.
For 6 months.
Yes.
Now, he came and wrote the letter that we should give him the IFMIX allowance, and the director of finance have already paid him.
Who is that?
Malafi Baji.
Malafi Baji.
Yes.
What was his position at the time?
Acting finance manager.
Manager.
Yes.
How much was paid to him as a drawback?
I think it's 17,000. About
$17,000.
Yes.
Do you know whether, when you wrote to have that drawback cancelled, whether the money was returned?
Then the money was given to him.
Yes.
Yes.
But was the money returned back to council?
No.
Even when you wrote to have it cancelled?
Yes.
It was still not rescinded. They never cancelled that?
They never cancelled the money.
The transfer?
Transfers, yes.
Since up to date?
Up to date.
Was that brought to the attention of the CEO? Do you know? And that was the CEO, Mr. Ture?
Mr. Ture, yeah.
And still nothing has been done about that?
Yes.
Now, the issue regarding the residence of the finance director and the deputy finance director, is this the residence in Basse?
Yes.
So we have seen a one-page report about the state of, or the situation that you find when you went there to examine the place, to check the place.
Yes.
What can you tell us about the situation at the time?
The situation at a time, the place was not well furnished.
Okay.
The place, even the verandas and the body and the structure of the building, they are too old.
They were all in bad condition?
Bad condition, yes.
Both the place of the
even the
finance
premises, they are all not good.
Were there people living there?
Yes.
So who was living at the residence of the finance director at the time?
There was one soldier, but I couldn't remember the name.
So where was the finance director?
The finance director was in another compound they rented for him.
So they rented another compound for him, yes, whilst there is a residence for the finance director?
Yes.
Which someone else was living, a military personnel was living there?
Yes.
And do they not know about this?
They know about it.
So why did they not kind of rehabilitate the premises or the compound of the finance director and the deputy finance director, and then they will live there instead of renting another new place and paying every, I don't know whether every year or every month?
I think it's every 6 months.
How much do they pay for the finance director's compound every 6 months?
The payment voucher I saw was 55,000.
For the 6 months?
Yes.
And that, how about the deputy finance director?
No, for the deputy finance director, they are not paying any house rent for him. Why? He's having his own compound.
But he lives in Basse?
Yes.
So he has own compound in Basse?
Yes.
But for the finance director, he is paying $55,000 every 6 months?
Yes.
In Basse there?
In Basse there, yeah.
And then, does he live with his family or he lives alone?
He lives
alone. Alone. All right. And you brought this to the attention of the CEO?
Yes.
And as we speak today, where does the finance director live? Does he still live in the same compound that they rent for him, or did they do something about this compound that is meant for the finance director?
No, finance director is no more in Basse now. The Lamin Susu.
Yes.
He is not in Basse now.
But as at the time he was in Basse?
Yes.
Was he still living in the same rented house?
Yes.
So now, what is the current situation of these two compounds? Are they still in the same condition you found them?
Yes.
Now, yes.
Mrs. Saho, were you aware of the furnishing of the finance director's home? And if you are aware, how much was expended in the furnishing of his residence?
No, for the furnishing of his resident, I was not aware. I just saw the payment vouchers.
Okay.
Yes.
And what did you see in the payment vouchers? What was the total, if you can recollect?
No, I cannot recall right now.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
The other issue regarding your statement, which we'll just discuss before we move now to other discussions, is you have already been asked that question by one of the commissioners, I believe is the chairperson, regarding the $13,000 that you have withdrawn from the account of the finance director.
Yes.
What did you say was the reason why you withdrew this amount?
Then I was a collector.
Yes, it was in 2020.
2021, but I was not internal audit then.
Okay.
He called me that time. He came to Basse. He was new there.
Yes.
Then I was sitting at IT manager's office.
Yes.
Then he called me and said, "Farsa." I said, "Yes." He said, "I want to see you right now in my office." Then that's the time I went to his office. I met him. He wrote a check and said, "Farsa, please go and withdraw this check for me and give it to my wife." That time there was Ramadan. We are in Ramadan.
Yes.
Yes. He said, "I want you to go and buy some things for him." I said, "I cannot do that one because I'm working." He said, "Now you go with her. If you withdraw the money, give money to her." Then I went to FI Bank.
Okay.
I withdraw it there and give it to the wife.
Okay.
And the wife also told me that, "Please, can we go together?" So that, because I didn't know this market. Then the market was born. Then we go to the riverside. That's where people normally sell things. Then we went there. I gave her the money. He bought things, and after he went home, and I also went to office.
By that time, did you know that he had been sending other staffs as well, other collectors and other members of the finance office, his own office, regarding doing transactions in his own personal account?
No, I didn't know, because then he was new in Basse.
Okay. Now, the system audit,
yes,
found out that there was rent payment for the chairman, Sature, and this was in 2021. It states that during the review of the payment voucher, it was noted that the Basse Area Council chairman rented and furnished an apartment that's for himself at Abuko at an annual cost of $60,000. Were you aware of this?
I'm not aware. When the internal audit came, Basse Area Council, that's the time I knew.
Did you see this payment vouchers at any time?
No.
Now, when you learned about this, were you surprised that this was happening?
Yes.
Why were you surprised?
I was surprised because the money is huge.
And is there any kind of, is it even budgeted for regarding renting a place for the chairperson, the chairman?
I don't know.
You don't know about that? Now, if you turn to page 20, we have the step on page 20. We have committees there. There should be the finance committee, which you are a member of. Are you a member of the finance committee or the audit committee?
Audit committee.
The audit committee. Do you know about the finance committee?
No.
Do you know whether there's a committee called the finance committee?
Yes, they are there. But
do they even sit?
Yes, sometimes they sit.
Do you see, if you say sometimes, how often do they sit?
They normally sit. I cannot recall how often.
Once in a while?
Yes.
Because the auditor, in the system audit,
yes,
they said that these committees, they are not active. Like the finance committee, the development committee, the contracts committee, agricultural subcommittee, education committee, and children's council committee. Yes. That they are not active at all. Oh, yes. And they had this. Is that correct?
Yeah, that one is correct.
Now, on page 21, it was found that there were no developmental activities in 2022 in the budget. Did you see any budget for 2022?
Budget? No.
Did you know of any developmental activity in 2022?
No.
At all? So you were not presented, or you didn't see any budget for 2022 in Basa Area Council?
Yes.
So all the payments that were being made in 2022, they had nothing to do with development?
Yes.
Now in 2020, on page 23, medical bills, the payment of medical bills.
Council.
Yes.
When you assumed the role of an auditor, were you able to have access to the bank statements of the council, given that you know that they have financial problems?
No.
You never requested for the bank statements?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, the chairperson asked whether you have requested for the bank statements, whether you have asked for the bank statements.
2022.
No, when you were appointed, during the course of your work, did you ask for the bank statements of the council?
Yes, that was not long ago. I think 2023. I think I have the document here.
Not whether you were given, whether you have asked for it in 2021. Did
Yes,
you ask?
I asked for it, but they did not give me.
Exactly. So you explain what happened.
Yes.
They didn't give you, but you asked for it.
Yes.
Who did you ask for?
I
it
wrote
from?
to the CEO, and the CEO also minute it to Director of Finance. Then Director of Finance, he also minute it back and said, and tell us that we have to specify the date.
Do you have those minutes?
No, because that paper was with him. He did not return it to me.
With who?
It's with Director of Finance.
Director of Finance.
Yes.
Of a document. Which document do you have?
This was the letter.
So you wrote this letter?
Yes.
And you copied the CEO and the Director of Finance?
Yes.
And the chairman of Basa Area Council?
Yes.
And you were requesting for the bank statements for Basa Area Council?
Yes.
Where is the original copy? Do you have it?
No, I don't have it with me.
You don't have it?
I think I gave them that original copy.
That you gave to them?
Yes.
And you have kept the photocopy?
Yes.
Madam Chairperson, Honorable Commissioners, we applied to tender a letter written by the witness dated the 11th of July 2023 with the heading requesting for the bank statements for Basa Area Council. And she has copied the CEO, the chairperson, and Director of Finance and Planning and Engineer into evidence as an exhibit. It is a photocopy. The witness said the original is with the CEO.
The director.
With the Director of Finance.